Go alone, but go. Go alone, but go. There will be times of hard travails where you will see more of failures. Your endurance shall be tested and attempts will go in vain. No one to support you, to make them understand your perspective, you shall fail. You will have to do it on your own, out on a limb, out of your mind, and by going excessively out of the way. Go alone, but go there. Because what is regretted more than any other sin is the rude opportunity of an honest perspective untouched, a life self declared as unlived. Concepts unexplored are often the concepts that are not transgressed. Go alone, but go all the way. One way of looking at this poem is through the lens of looking at words in general, or as any other motivational poem that we come across that tells us to just keep doing what we are doing without questioning and just having this mindset that everything and everyone is against us, so we have to just fight them. But if you do it in that way, you look at the poem in that perspective, then I think you are just fooling yourself. It is extremely flawed. Why is that? Because this poem goes deeper than that. It is an attempt to make you question what in your life or from the experiences that you go through is worth exploring in a way where you find that something is wrong or something needs to be done or there is a pursuit calling out for you. You see the possibility there, you see the importance of it, you see how it is the causality of not doing it is making you in a state of turmoil. Once you see that, you understand how important it is. The very core of problems lying in that injustice. Then you take it up. And only in the problems that matter the most, you find the resistance being there too high as well. Because if there was not so much of a resistance in that issue, then it would have already been a norm. There is a quote regarding the truth which goes similar to these lines as follows, is that first they laughed at me, then they fought me, and once it was understood, they considered it as the truth. So these are the stages that the truth has to go through to establish itself. So this is what the poem is referring to when it says to go, that is the destination to go to. We try to look at everything superficially, and if you do that in this instance, you would like to put blindfolds on your eyes like a horse and just run, strut ahead in a way without looking to the sides or even quite barely looking at what is coming in front of you. This is the life that we generally live. Strutting ahead without a cause, without a definite set of values or character. We just run, run and run. till we reach the so-called goal that has been gold plated and cherished for us by our parents and society. Well, while running behind this goal, we have lost many things that should really be dear to us, things that are of genuine value and are not found by such a shallow inquiry. The things which you have left in this mad run towards your ideals and your unquestioned tombs have become your own graves. Once you find those values, you question, you live with a questioning basis in your daily life, only then you can be called out to a higher purpose, a deeper cause, an inquiry. It reaches you. And if you do not do that, you are missing out on something very dear. Let me tell you that. And this cause of running behind something which is so beloved, it firstly is very scary to follow, and once you find that and it sort of starts feeding you this very thirst, this very inquiry, being on the path, it in itself becomes a guiding light, something to be cherished. Starting from fear, once you start getting some sips of the nectar, you begin understanding the worth of it. And once you begin understanding its worth, you start going behind it with a great deal of conviction. That is when a beauty emanates from your life and it reaches other souls. This is the pursuit that we are talking about, and it is not reached without experimentation, without exploration, without facing your fears. Once you start facing your fears is the only time that you feel alive, because it is teaching you things, it is rewiring your brain, it is attuning with the natural compass, your own individual North Pole. And that's how you understand you have found a gem. There is a quote in Hindu philosophy and it goes like this: Hero payo, guard gatiyayo, which means that you found the diamond and you sort of tied a knot around it to keep it safe with you. And that treasure that you have, you sort of try to pursue it through the thicks and thins of your life. Going alone is very important in this poem. Why is it said go alone? Because you are different, your life perspective is different, your value sets and character is different from anyone else when you go to the core of it. Only the true path shall also be different for you. And if you are being accompanied by a herd of people towards the so-called true path, rest assured that it is not true. It is one of the unholiest or maybe a mass cult philosophy that you might be following, and it might take you somewhere, but from that field of somewhere you need to go to the forest where only loneliness, rather aloneness, like someone who is on a solo journey, will take you forward. It is often said about the path of truth that it is a very fine balancing act. It is as difficult as walking on the blade of a knife. On the blade of a knife, having no direction particular in mind, yet also like walking on a thin wire, a thin thread, like a tight walk. And hence it is said, go alone but go all the way. What gives more intensity to the seeker is knowing that he is mortal. And that's why in spirituality, when someone goes deeper than the superficial level, it is often reminded to them that death is not something to be feared, rather something to be embraced. I will try to explain this concept in brief about death in the way of saying that because the reminder of death is there, there is a continuous insinuation on the part of life to progress. Death acts as a great reminder of our mortality, which makes us change things that are not working. Otherwise, we would be having such a dead existence. Using this fear of death and lack of chances of having honest perspectives in life, one needs to move ahead. And the concepts which are explored shall only be transgressed. What that means is only through exploring our anxieties or our concepts that stand in our way, we can go subtler beyond concepts into understanding. The world of understanding awaits you. Go into it.